And so I asked him, I said, would you rather have a free 30 grand or a hard earned 90 grand? Have you ever wondered why it seems like the people who do the least amount of work make the most amount of money, and the people who do the most amount of work make the least amount of money? Food for thought, right? So let me tell you how I began to think like a CEO. I was driving in the car with my son the other day, and I was actually bringing him to a friend's house so that he can drive back to school, about 4 hours away to go off to college. But we had this 1 hour drive, and as we're spending time together, right, we're talking. And I asked him, I said, well, did you get anything to eat yet? And he's like, no, I wanted a smoothie, but there aren't any smoothie shops near where we live. We live out like in a little country area. And we were driving back to the city where there's a smoothie shop on every corner. So I was like, you're right. They don't have any smoothie shops. So while we're in the city, I'm actually going to grab a smoothie myself. And so I started thinking about the nearest smoothie place that would be around the area where I dropped him off. And I used to frequent that place very often. And there was another young Black couple who used to own it, right? And now it's owned by different people, right? So when the Black couple owned it, they definitely went above and beyond, overboard, to know your name, to have excellent customer service, to just make sure that they gave you, everything you needed to have when you came in to purchase a smoothie. And now that these new people own it, there's like, a 15-year-old kid behind the register. There's, just people working and pumping out smoothies, right? I don't even know who owns the place, right? When the Black couple owned it, they were there, doing everything for the business. They were making the smoothies, making the sandwiches, taking the money, doing everything for the business. And then now, I don't know who owns it. They just have workers in there. They're getting smoothies out. They're turning it over. They're getting it done. So it all kind of dawned on me as I was talking to my son. I'm like, yeah, that couple doesn't own the smoothie shop anymore. That's so interesting. And I'm like, I don't really know what happened, but I could assume a few things, And so I asked him, I said, would you rather have a free 30 grand or a hard earned 90 grand, right? And he was thinking, he was like, I guess I would rather have the hard earned 90 because, I don't mind working for my money. I don't need to take anything free or, it's not that 30 grand isn't a lot or whatever, but it's definitely, I would prefer to have the hard earned 90. And I said, I thought you would say that. But let me go deeper and explain what I mean. I said, when that one couple owned it, let's say that the smoothie shop made 90 grand in profit a year. When that one couple owned it, they definitely went above and beyond to deliver customer service, but they didn't have a lot of business. And you can only assume that they didn't really truly know how to run or how to manage, the shop. I said, now that this other couple owns it, or now that this other person owns it, you don't even see that person and it's making money. It's booming, right? They're getting smoothies in and out. I said, so if we assume that when the one couple owned it, the shop profited 90 grand a year. And in their mind, instead of hiring a manager who knew how to manage it, who knew how to get smoothies in and out for 60 grand a year, they were thinking probably, well, we only make 90 grand. And so we can't hire someone for 60 grand. We'd only have 30 grand left to ourselves. But I was explaining to him as we continued to drive, time freedom is it's the new wealth, right? And it's probably the old wealth, and a lot of people don't understand it. But time freedom is most important. So let's say that couple made 90 grand profit and they took 60 grand and hired a manager who knew how to run the smoothie shop efficiently, right? And then they had that 30 grand that was pure profit, and they had all their time to themselves. Now they're free to take their time and open another smoothie shop and get another 90 grand and hire another manager for 60 grand and have another 30 grand with their time to themselves. So now they have 60 grand and they don't have to do anything with their time pertaining to the smoothie shop. And then their time is free to do it again and again and again. And then after a while, they've, franchised all of these shops. They're making a free 30 grand. And I say free because they've trained this person on how to run the smoothie shop. And that's the thing. When you become a CEO or a business owner, you don't have to do it all, right? This couple was opening the shop, closing the shop, working 6-7 days a week. The smoothie shop needed to be closed on holidays because they just wanted a day off to be with their family. Whereas when you hire someone, when you delegate that to run efficiently, right? You have this well-oiled machine in place. You have a system in place where you can remove yourself. They didn't really own a business. They had a job. They owned a job is what they did, right? And so now the person who owns it now owns a business, right? They're either off creating a new business or off on the beach somewhere or off at their house, scratching their balls, watching the game. It doesn't matter. They're doing what they want to do with their time, right? So it's just a way of thinking, right? When we first start a business or when we get a franchise, we feel like we need to be there to make sure everything's running great, and we just need to make sure that everybody gets their personalized customer service attention and they get all this and they get all that. But really, you don't have to know how to run a smoothie shop. You just have to know how to hire someone who does know how to run a smoothie shop, right? So when you think like that, and I'm discussing this with my son because I definitely want his life to be limitless. I don't want him to put himself in any type of box, And I tell him, I'm like, let's say you have an opportunity to own a hair salon. It's a great profitable opportunity. You don't have to know anything about doing hair. You don't have to know anything about running a salon. You just have to hire someone who knows how to do it, right? So great CEOs really, really think about their time freedom, right? You don't see the CEO behind the register doing all the work, opening the store, sweeping it. I mean, in the beginning, if it's just them, yes, maybe. But in order to make this work for you, in order to find joy in owning this profitable business, you need to put a system in place where you remove yourself, right? So don't feel like you need to just hold on tight and do everything yourself. Once you learn the lay of the land, then delegate. Delegate, delegate, delegate. As many things as you can delegate, delegate. Don't try to hold on to every penny of the profit and looking at it like, well, it's only 30,000 that I'll be getting, and that's not even. Delegate. You're going to get your time. You're going to get an opportunity to earn another 30,000 through someone else's work. You're going to get an opportunity to continue over and over and over to implement that system to where now you have 120,000 working for you and you have your time freedom, right? So I just wanted to share this simple message with you guys and just kind of, now that my wheels are turning just to create a better avenue in my life with everything, I'm just starting to look at things differently. I'm just starting to open up and see a different perspective and a different way to look at things and view all of the opportunities that are abundantly around you. Even from him saying, oh, well, there's not a smoothie shop near our home. The nearest one is 50 miles away. It's a a light bulb in my head, like that's an opportunity to open a smoothie shop in the area, which will probably have a line out the door. I'm not necessarily interested in opening a smoothie shop, but I want you guys to think it's not about the shop. It's about the opportunities that are available and around you everywhere. Do not think that anything is oversaturated, because none of it is. It's not oversaturated. There are plenty of opportunities, and in some type of way, we're still living in archaic times. Like, AI is coming into the world, and it seems like we're on the cutting edge of this and that, but this is just the beginning, right? Where are we going to be in 20 years, in 50 years? Think about how much advanced AI is going to be by that time. So when you really think about that, like, we're just on the cusp of everything, right? We're just on the cusp. Nothing is oversaturated, even YouTube. When I go to look for certain things on YouTube, things are there, but not everything that I want is there. And not every answer exactly how I need it is there. Things are not oversaturated. There is opportunity and abundance all around you, okay? Time freedom, that's what we want. We want to put ourselves in position where we don't have to work from sun up to sundown. We can get our money to be working for us, right? So I just wanted to share that message, and hopefully it resonates with at least one person, just someone who's thinking like, oh, I'm just overwhelmed in my business, and I just, this is a lot. Take time, hire someone to help you. Hire someone that's better at it than you. That's awesome. That can triple your business, right? In the smoothie shop example, if you hire a manager for 60 grand and the shop is making 90 grand a year, this manager definitely has the potential to double the profits, right? They're still going to be making 60 grand the next year, but now the shop is making 180 grand. And look how that can, tenfold grow, right? Just because you let go so tight of the reins a little bit and you stepped out and use your managerial skills to actually just delegate and hire someone who's really, really good at running a smoothie shop or fill in the blank, whatever it is that you need them to do. So you don't have to be good at everything. You don't have to know anything about it. You just have to know how to hire someone who knows about it, okay? Alrighty, so until next week, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope this message provided some value and just a different way to look at the world, right? Your job, your business opportunity, your franchise opportunity. A lot of times there are franchise opportunities and people are like, I don't know anything about owning a Subway or anything. You don't need to know it. You just need to know how to hire someone who does. So there you have it. Until next week, see ya.